Greetings and salutations, Pokemon fans. We're back with more Smogon Premier League content, and this is week 9, which is the last week of the regular season, and so a lot of hopes and dreams are on the line, and so is the hairline of a lot of players. That said, the main week 9 is very important, not because obviously it's the last week of the season, and so your qualification may or may not be on the line. It usually is. And so that makes most games much more pressuring on the player, let's say. And so the pressure to perform is even higher than usual. And that usually results in some cool games. And hopefully we get one with this Dark Eeveon against Harshest. Right. So we have a problem here. I just spent a minute gassing up week 9, and then Darkivion said, you know what, fuck it, I'm reloading the team I loaded 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and that I lost with. And sure, a bold strategy. Will it pay off? Will it crash and burn? This looks like a crash and burn one, man. What is this team? Okay, so Harshest loaded a pretty I don't standard-ish Sun team. A bit maybe like it's Psyspa, right? Double psychic types. Then you have Spikes and Jellicent, which fine enough, and then a Heatran. This is like the standard-ish black and white Sun balance leaning offensive team. That's not a sample. Like this is the second closest thing, or at least it's the thing you load if you really want to load Jellicent Sun Spikes. So you basically are these six, and it works. There's nothing wrong with this team. You have Spikes, you have strong offensive pressure, Alakazam, Latios, Heatran too, and then you have Titar to block opposing psychic types, and you even have a spinner, so an anti-spinner in Jellicent, so this team has better matchup into hyper offense than standard Psy spam. One, you have Heatran, two, you have Jellicent. Heatran very strong against hyper offense with any set really, and Jellicent makes it so it's very hard to spin on Jellicent with Starmie, and that makes you even better positioned against Volcarona Dragonite. Though, to be fair, you have Skarmory, so you're probably fine anyway, but it's always nice to have any. It also can preserve spikes up for Zam, which is always nice as well. Eeveon loaded Virizion, which is a Pokemon I personally really like, but also I have to deliver horrible news. Being Virizion kind of sucks. It's not it's not unviable, it's barely viable though. So you need okay, problems with Meridian. One, you need Life Orb, because this guy has 90 base special attack and attack, though usually it's special offensive. And two, your stabs are either Focus Blast, which, I mean, we all know 70 accuracy. Refer to one of my past videos if you want to know my opinion on that. And the other one is Giga Drain, which is okay-ish, but it's low base power, 75, and Viridian has low special attack, and your boosting move is Calm Mind, which means you end up not doing that much damage with your main stab, and then you have Focus Blast, which is pretty unreliable, and last move is Eden Power Ice. That said, not all is lost, right? Because look at this team, Harshest team. What really switches into Viridian? Nothing, right? Everything dies to Giga Drain or Focus Blast and then to Revenge Kill. Well, you have Alakazam, obviously, but Latios doesn't necessarily Revenge Kill Viridian that well, because when you're at +1, if this is Scarf, Draco Meteor will do, what, 35-40%? And so that's nice. And then he's got a Jirachi obviously to help with the Zam and the Latios, and also he's got probably maybe Healing Wishes. on Jirachi or Lunar Death or Crest, or even both. So I can see Viridian get out of control this game, but the flip side is that it needs to hit at least two focus blasts on Scanner and E-Turn, and I'm not sure either of them dies at +0. Depends on the E-Turns. If it's offensive, yeah. But Scanner maybe not, depending also on its CVs. Volcarona, I mean, if it's sitting power ground, it's good, this game. It's okay-ish, actually. Not the best, because Jellicent plus Itran wall almost every single Volcarona set, because obviously you have studs and then one of Giga Dream Psychic in the power ground, or in the power ice even. You never run both Giga Drain and in the power ground, so if it may be able to kill one of the two, but not both, and you may nab a kill while your opponent is trying to scout for it also, there's always that. That's okay, but Volcaron will not win this game ever. There's also the tiny problem called Rocks plus a spin blocker, and your spinner is an Excadrill, which Excadrill. Last time we loaded this, it was against Sugar Eye and it was Shukaberry Excadrill, which item completely useless this game. There's zero ground type moves in this team. And so, yeah, that's also not the best. Dragonite, there's a Scammer here, and if Zami Sash or Scarflatius, then it's kind of hopeless as well. I really don't think Eeveon can win this. I mean, he could, obviously. You can create every move, you can drop every move, you can go for mega crazy outplays. As I said, if you play insanely with like Volcarona while your opponent is scouting its set, or if your Virizion goes Demon mode, then maybe. But there's this thing about Pokemon, right? So this game, one, there's a lot of RNG. Okay, that influences both players, so whatever. But then there's also how easy to execute is your game plan. And if your game plan is, oh, I have to outplay my opponent for 10 turns in a row because otherwise I'm super mega walled and I lose, usually you give the upper hand to the other guy, especially at this level, right, where all players are somewhat close in skill. Neither nobody in this pool is like a million times better than anyone else in this pool, right? So you cannot really bank on that. You may still do it. You can pull it off. It's just very hard because if you play a matchup like this on ladder and you're Dark Evion, I guess someone who is, I don't know, a 1200 elo, for example, this exact matchup, Evian probably wins that. But the thing is, Harshest, I don't think he's a 1200 elo player, right? And so when skill is somewhat close, and the matchup is like this, where you need to super mega outplay your opponent, it's a hard sell for me personally. But maybe I'm just hating for the sake of hating. Let's see. What do you even lead with? Excadrill? Dragonite? Huh? Okay, we will learn a lot from this turn. Well, we learned that Latios is specs, and that Jirchi is zero bulk, or close to zero anyway, so it's probably Scarf, instant trick. Okay. Goes for the Iron Head. Do you just spike U-turn? Man, if he brave birded. But he is never brave birding, right? That's a Rockian Jirachi. So, alright, immediate ice. Right, so this is Life Orb Zam, because it got tossed in and with little regard for its health, which is totally fine. Cress, yeah, Jelly is the right play because now you switch to the Titar, I think, after you tank. Yeah. Right, so thing is, Cress versus Titar, yeah, Titar is very strong into Cress, but if you get paralyzed as you switch in, gets kind of dicey depending on the Cress set. Because unless you also have Thunder Wave yourself, you're there trying to kill the Rocky Helmet. God. It's not great. Okay. Um, you switch because I mean you could have maybe. Oh, okay. Arzam very strong actually because there's one spike and Eeveon gave up his scarf early game. That did 40%. Okay. Okay. Is Evian running double Scarf? And really, Scarf Moldbreaker Esca plus Scarf Rachi, it indeed is the combination. And with the trick, the Skarmory trick, this is a pretty free spin, and that's quite nice for Evian. But now what do you do against Citran? Oh no. Disaster. Do you go Skarmory here, or do you give up the balloon? Sure. Okay, and now Evian should go probably Exca. But what do you click? And what does Arches click? He just goes Camry, right? And if your opponent goes Viridion, whatever. Jelly? Uh yeah, Jelly, because even if you get Iron Headed, what you may care, but maybe not necessarily. Right, this Viridion is actually pulling a lot of work here. But what's the like what's okay, Dodge Draco doesn't matter, you just click it again with Latios. Do you switch? No, you just kill the grass. Right, so if you're Evian and this is the game state, what do you do? Do you go Exca? And do you Iron Head? I will go Skarmory. Maybe you still go Jelly. Never mind, Harshest is better than me at the game. Rock Slide. Wouldn't have killed, but it's enough to, yeah, for this. And now you pursue it, I believe. You can crunch actually. Maybe it's or you just superpower and you're better than me at the video game. Right. So if you're Evian, here you go Volcarona and click. I'm not sure what you click. Quiver Dance. Oh, it's Scarf Titar. Oh yeah. I mean, of course, it's Life Orb, Zam, and Specs Latios. Scarf Titar is not a scarf, but I'll whatever. Sure. Let's say okay. Okay, Bugbats that did nothing, so this is not Life Orb, it seems. Is this Lumberry? We probably may never know, but I'm going to assume it's Lumberry. And HP ground revealed, and this is exactly what I meant at the start of the game, right? If he managed to hit Heatran here with this hidden power ground that he didn't know about it, but it was a good scout with the hard Titar. But if you manage to hit the Itran here, which may happen sometimes, then you will be in a much stronger spot because your D-Knight will be very close to win in the game with Itran dead. Because what does Harshest do if Itran dies there? He just loses to D-Knight. Now, now instead, he's still going for. Okay, if this is Earthquake plus super okay, that's an insane set though. If it's Ice Punch Earthquake though, this Dragon wins. Cause you did here. And the Ice Punch should kill the Skarmory, and then you'll speed everything else. And you have leftover, so you cannot get danced around. Oh, it's not probably not Earthquake. If it was Ice Punch Earthquake, this one. Or Ice Punch Super yeah, probably Ice Punch Super Power would also win because everything dies. Okay, never mind, it's game over. Right. Yeah, there's not much to say about this game, right? He even tried to win. Like, he played to his outs, but his outs were very slim because this team uh, is not that good. Let's face it. Like, it's not a terrible team in itself. there are some interesting synergies here. Like it has a winning game plan that's not just mash boosty move and win. The problem is that this game plan is completely thwarted by a spin blocker. I like the double scar though. I think that was an intelligent adaptation, right? Scarfracci plus Scarfex. Okay, it's a bit funky. I don't recommend running it a lot, but I like how it played out this game. It was quite nice, I must say. Shame about the Jellicent existing, I guess. Viridian did decent work as well. If If Eeveon had rocks, by the way, which I don't think he does on this team, because the only two ones that let rocks on his team are Scarf and Escadrille revealed Rock Slide, so it's probably Stabs Rock Slide Spin. Jirachi may have Stealth Rock, but it's probably Healing Wish, right? Right, but if he had Healing Wish, if he had rocks and he managed to get Hitran in a couple of times, he would have won this game. And that's insane if you think about it. But Evian does not load rocks very often. And that's something unique about him, which I do not recommend following ever, unless I mean no, never. I'd rather just give rocks to Escadrille. I don't know, just drop Iron Head, whatever. Right? Okay, so gameplay was okay from both. Nothing extreme from either player. The double T-Tari into get sand up was pretty nice, but was it necessary? Maybe, kind of. Yeah, you want sand up faster, so Viridian starts taking damage, and so same goes for D-Knight and Volk and, well, everything else, really. And it's Moldbreaker Escadrille revealed anyway, so it's fine. Beyond that, there's not plays were non-existent this game because it's one player has a almost auto win matchup and the other player has the almost auto loss matchup. So the almost auto win player just has to not let the opponent spin, which is exactly what Harshest did by going Alicent every time on the Exca, and then Eevion's team kind of just died. He got quite close though because of that nice early game trick on the Skarmory. Because without Skarmory, Dragonite is very dangerous for this. You have your revenge killer is Scarftita, which I mean, sure, but this team is very at risk of losing to a lot of stuff, which I'm not sure as I like, but it worked, I guess. So go Archest. But yeah, there's not much else to say. So I believe Arches. This means that Arches ends the season at 6-3, which is the best result in the pool. Um, Tied with Monai, who is 6-3 as well, which I guess spoils my next video, one of my next video, or the result of one of my next game I'm covering. But yeah, these two both ended up 6-3. And Eeveon ended up 3-6, which I mean, were we expecting it? Probably yes, somewhat, right? He really needs some guidance, I think. At least the please load stealth rock on your teams because that he's so adamant about it too. I don't. It's not working that great, right? So I mean, at some point you have to go like, okay, I'm not really winning as much as I maybe I feel like I should. So what is missing? And Stealth Rock probably a non-zero factor in that, but obviously it cannot be just not running rocks, right? The teams as a whole are a bit shaky, I feel like. But will he listen to me? No, right? 100% not. And so we just have to accept it and maybe we figure it out by himself. If he doesn't, well, not my problem. Right. That's it. See you next time.